Hey everyone, it's Jessie here from Peach Manifesto. So I just wanted to show you a few new things I got. Got the Maxi Ink Set and then the black play gel. I did do a video on the white play gel, but I do feel the black is performs a bit differently, so I will show you that. And then the ink set, which is really cool. It comes in this cute little case. And it comes with orange, black, yellow, purple, pink, and green. So I am gonna show you a few of the ones that I've already done, and then I'll show you some live. So this is the green. I kind of did it in a little dot style, but I still feel it looks like very natural, like a stone look. And this was really interesting. When I first did the design, the green was not this bright until I top coated it. So I just thought I would mention that. And the green, in case you're wondering, this is kind of like almost a turquoise look in the bottle. But yeah, it does end up looking very green, very similar to what the label looks like, so that's pretty accurate. So for the yellow here, I tried to go for a more like traditional style marble look. And with the yellow, I think it's very subtle, but I think it looks very stunning. And again, pretty true to like what you're seeing on the label, the dark and the pastel. And then the yellow in the bottle, very fluid, moves around very nicely with alcohol. I found that one very easy to use. All right, so this is the orange. And I feel like in person it is actually a little bit more neon than what you're seeing on camera. Like it's pretty bright on camera, but in person it is a bit more neon. That's not really coming across on camera. This one was really interesting. When it was on the nail before top coated, it looked almost like a rusty blood red kind of color. But then when top coated, it turned to this beautiful, like bright orange. And like I said, pretty similar to what you're gonna see on the label, from like the pale to the dark. And that again also moved around really easily. I was able to get that really natural look. But as you can see, like kind of in the bottle, it looks almost red, kind of that, you can kind of see there that kind of almost rusty blood red look on the stick here. But yeah, once you top coat it, the orange just comes right out. All right, so this is the black. Now this one is the hardest one to work with. It's very pigmented and it stains really easily. I couldn't actually move this with alcohol. I actually had to move it with the ink itself. So to get this look, I basically covered the whole thing in ink and then went over it again in different areas to kind of create these lines. But with the alcohol ink itself, alcohol would not move this, would not budge at all. I tried it on a bunch of different surfaces. I tried it with their own matte top coat. Could not get this to move unless you use it with itself, basically. But it does make for a very stunning look. Very dark though, so if you're going for more of a subtle marble, I don't know if that would really work for you. But as you can see, very dark, super pigmented. I've spilt some, as you can see, but like I really do enjoy the look, but it was a lot of playing around to kind of figure that out. But yeah, made for a very stunning, real natural stone look there. All right, so this is not coming across on camera properly at all. I'm gonna have to take a picture of this for sure, and I'll insert it. That's a little bit better, but it's actually much lighter in person. You can see more of the detail. I don't know why, it's just focusing on my dry hands. But I will insert a picture of this. This is pink and purple mixed together. So these are probably my favorite. I love pink and purple, and I will show you a demo of these individually on their own. But these were a lot of fun to use. They were probably the easiest to use with the alcohol. They moved really nicely and fluidly. Something else I did with the pink and purples was I was able to do these like watercolor style flowers. Now this one I actually went over with top coat just way too soon and too many times, so it kind of blurred out a bit. But this one I let it dry a bit and then I just kind of floated the top coat on, and it turned out so much better, as you can kind of create those like really awesome watercolor looks. So I thought I would show you kind of the versatility of these inks. They're very, very cool. So I thought I'd just pop in this picture and then a picture, close-up of the flowers, just so you could get a better look. All right, so going in with the pink, I'm just gonna kind of put it just in like random splotches. As you can see, it's so bright. It's looking a little fuchsia on camera, but in person it's super neon. And I'm just taking like a really cheap art brush, nail art brush that's like super ratty and synthetic, and a little bit of alcohol. And I'm just going to kind of like dab it out a bit. So while I'm messing around with this, trying to create a really cool stone look, I thought I'd explain that I tried doing these inks on a matte top coat. Their matte top coat, like 3 other matte top coats that I had, and I really didn't find they performed well on top of a matte surface. I felt like the matte top coats kind of just absorbed the colors and it made them really hard to move. So what I found easiest for me, which is going against what they recommend, was doing it over top of like a top gloss. So what I'm using here is just Akzentz White-on, which is a really highly pigmented like 1 coat coverage white with a no wipe top coat kind of built into it, so it dries to like a tack-free finish. And I just do that, and I really have been finding that it works best for me. But if that doesn't work for you, that's really not what the company recommends anyway. I'm just letting you know. I played around a lot with these to figure out what worked best for me, and you should figure out what works best for you. And like I said, that's the company recommends that you use their velvet matte top coat, but it didn't really work really good for me. So I just thought I would clearly explain that to you. And as you can kind of see, I kind of just play around till I get a really kind of cool, veiny stone look. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the purple as well. And I really wanted to get this a little bit up close for you while I top coated, so you could see that it really does brighten it up and change the color. But unfortunately, as I was filming, it was a little bit blurry, but hopefully you can see the difference when I do bring it back up close, that it is a much more neon pink once you top coat it. So I thought that was kind of interesting as well. The purple, I find doesn't really change color when you top coat it, like some of the other ones do. And this one also moves around really nicely, and you can create really cool looks with it as well. But you really have to let the purple dry quite a bit, as I kind of mentioned with the kind of watercolored flowers, that when I top coated it went a little bit streaky. You'll see when I do top coat this one, I did top coat it too soon and there is a little bit of streaking to it. It's not super obvious, but it's something that, you know, like if you're looking for it, you could definitely see it. So I thought I would mention, just make sure you're letting these inks fully dry before you top coat them. And I think that looks so cool. But as you see, when I go and top coat it, you'll see it gets like a little bit of a kind of streak to it because I just didn't let it dry up enough. So the purpose of this little clip here is I did want to show you that the orange and the green kind of do change color a bit, and I thought I would throw the yellow on there just for good measure. And like, this is what they look like when you're kind of dry and playing with them, and then this is what they look like once they've been top coat. Obviously the yellow still looks the same, but the green and the orange do look quite a bit different, so I thought I would put that in there. Now, after I played around and made some sort of design, I thought I would show you me top coating it, just to kind of show you how drastically the colors can change. The orange, as you can see, just really changes quite drastically. It goes from that really kind of deep red to a beautiful orange, and the green just brightens up so much as a whole. And this is it after it's been top coated. I think it looks really cool. Alright, so coming in with the black play gel, I'm using a gloved hand because you really shouldn't touch gel to your skin. It's meant for the nails only, and as you can see, this stuff is super duper stretchy, and I took way too much of it. Now I just kind of pinch my fingers together a bunch of times, and then you start to get these really cool lines. Now, I did mention about how I felt like the black performs different than the white. I will link my video that has the white in it, and you'll kind of see for yourself. The white, I find, is not as stringy or stretchy as the black. I feel like you can't quite get as thin of lines as you can with the black. Like, these are so thin and so cool. Another thing that I've been seeing a lot is this technique where you just take like a dotting tool or the end of your brush, and you kind of just change directions to create like a really like graphic kind of image, and you kind of just have to like knock it off the side. But I've seen this quite a bit on like Instagram videos of people doing this, and I just think it's a really neat technique, and it's so much quicker than trying to get your liner brush to do a lot of these shapes for you. So because you don't want to get gel on the skin, and this was just like obviously a tip, you can use these for around the fingers if you're worried about getting gel on the skin. They just come in these little packs here, and you just peel them off and put them on the finger, just like almost like a band-aid. And those will work good for keeping the gel off the skin. Here's a little bit of a closer look of the black play gel onto the nail, and I just thought I'd say thank you so much for watching my video, and please like and subscribe, and we will see you all later. Bye bye.